Howdy ho viewers, and welcome back to the Nostalgia Corner for Afterlife. This is a game fairly similar to SimCity 2000, but different in quite a few ways, in that in SimCity you're just running one city. In this game you build and manage heaven and hell. And both realms run in different ways, obviously, so you've got that to consider as well. Right, so we're going to go start a new game. Easy difficulty, yes. More money that way. Okay, and here's your general map. Yep, heaven up there, earth in the middle, and hell down there. Curiously enough, this is actually my second attempt at getting this to run, second attempt at doing a recording, because I did actually manage to get it installed and working on Windows 8.1. Unfortunately, whilst the game itself decided it would work, the sound didn't. The music played when it wanted to, and the sound, well, it didn't work. Yep, and there's the music. You know that's working. But anyway, yeah, as I said, didn't work on Windows 8.1. I tried it on a Windows XP VMware system as well. Had exactly the same problem. I assumed it would be the same with Windows 7 as well. So I decided to up the ante and I made a Windows 98 VMware system. And on this it sort of works, but the sounds a little bit different because of the rather screwy way the sound is set up in VMware. In that they don't have the sound drivers for it, you have to go hunting for them and they're wired up a bit strange. But anyway, enough of the technical chatter. So if you happen to acquire Afterlife, that's what I recommend you do to get it working. Anyway, we zoomed in a bit and I'll tell you a bit about the map. Yeah, obviously build on the land there. These rocks here are rock too heavy to lift, in that you can't destroy them. But what those do, you place what are called ad infinitum siphons around them. They're sort of like power stations that help certain structures and buildings evolve. When I say evolve, I mean they can hold more people. So it's something you want to do and make sure you have enough of. These are karma portals. Well, strictly this is a karma station anchor, or karma portal anchor. The idea being when souls that have come into your realm want to be reincarnated back onto the planet, excuse me, you build a karma station somewhere, the karma track linking that up to this portal, and then they can get there. As I said, those are only the anchors. The real karma portals are these ones here, outlined in pinky purple, magenta I suppose. Yeah, and then you see the trains going into them. And then you've got rivers separating them, need to build a port either side in order to be able to get to them. If you go down here, for hell, it's much the same principle. Although in all the time I've played it, this is the first time I've seen a portal entirely in the ocean. So it's pointless. Right, so we've got two portals there. Oh, zoomed a bit too far out there. Just trying to figure out which continent is best for building on each realm, or best to start building. Because we want a continent with a bit of everything on it. I suppose this one would probably be best for hell, nice wide open spaces and everything. And probably this one for heaven. I do like the music in this. It's strange, but it works. Which kind of sums up the whole game, really. Anyway, now we've gone over some of the basics of the map, I'll show you some of the structures. Or at least explain them to you. I'll show you what you like. Show you what you like when I put. Come on, brain. Get working. I'll show you what they're like when I start putting them down. There we go, only took about 3 tries. Anyway, right, as I said about fate structures, you've got these things here. They're sort of like residential zoning in SimCity. You've got 7 of these, each representing a deadly sin or a virtue. So yeah, you got envy, temperament there, avarice, charity, gluttony, intemperance, and so on. There's an 8th one here that's generic. Sorry, brain running away with me again. I should explain. Every soul that enters into your realm is going to be looking for something different, so they'll ultimately come under one of the 7 deadly sins or virtues, and they will want to live there, so you'll need to place zoning for all of them, or they'll throw a hissy fit. Now, the generic zoning here, it costs less than half as much and can theoretically admit all of them, but they're still going to throw a hissy fit if you just build that. In fact, there's a pre-built scenario in this game focusing on that very thing. And obviously, the longer you go without dealing with it, the bigger the problem becomes. But anyway, that's those 8 covered. Next we have gates. Fairly obvious, you need to build a gate so that the souls can actually enter your realm. And there are different models of each that can take a higher capacity, but also cost more. And in the case of the 3rd and 4th class here, are physically bigger. One good thing about this game, when you place things, you can upgrade the structures. But obviously, if you're going from, say, this one here to this one here, you need to make sure you've got room to spare to do that, or it won't let you. So anyway, there you go. Yeah, you see that 3rd one there, 4x4. We can't actually afford the 4th one, even with 10 million to start. You won't be able to afford that until much later. But yeah, go down to the 2nd one, that's 3x3. So, moving on. Roads, yep. Again, pretty obvious. They connect all your structures and buildings and things. For the fate structures, or fate zoning, whatever you want to call it, I may alternate between several different names over the course of this video, or this playthrough if I decide to take it further. But yeah, this connects them all. Roads, you have to have roads connecting certain things or they don't work. Some I think you can get away with, but because it's been so long since I last played this, I think it was 2007, 2008 that I last played this seriously. Yeah, I can't quite remember. But anyway, that's roads. Oh, something else worth mentioning. The road systems in heaven and hell work in different ways. In heaven, it's more beneficial if you have the roads as neat and as lightly loaded as possible for better efficiency. Whereas in hell, the longer, more confusing and more jammed up the roads are, the better things work. Which kind of makes sense if you think about it. Anyway, that's roads finally dealt with. These are the karma stations that I talked about a few minutes ago. So yeah, the idea being, yeah, you say place one there, and then you go on to this bit, which is the karma track, and then you build a track connecting the two, and then that's working. Okay, these are called topias. These are where you put trained angels and demons that sort of work on the gates and work in the karma station and stuff. I think these are the ones that don't have to be connected by roads. But as a rule, I connect everything with roads anyway. It's just better that way. And yeah, as you can see, they tend to be pretty expensive, the higher up ones. Because obviously, the longer you play the game, the further you expand, the more jammed up things get. So you need to focus more on efficiency and quality than quantity. And that's where you have to start coughing up for expensive upgrades. Okay, so those house the trained angels and demons. The training centres here train them up, fairly obviously. The alternative to having trained angels and demons of your own is to have what are called, you know, imported ones or commuted ones, and they cost you more. So it makes more sense to have your own, but if you train too many of your own, you'll get some unemployed ones. If you get too many of those, they then start to riot and start destroying random buildings, which can be a pain in the arse, and to my knowledge, I don't know how to stop them. Because I've been playing this game for a fair chunk of my life, and I haven't figured it out yet. But anyway, that's training centres done. These are the ports, as I said, one on each end of a river, and then you can cross it, and you'll see the boats going up and down. The etc. button here. These are the ad infinitum siphons I was talking about, place them around the rocks. So that's heaven's one there, that's hell's one there. And here we have banks. Fairly self-explanatory. When you're running low on money, you take out a loan from one of these banks. But obviously, this being heaven and hell, they work differently. Now, when you take out a loan from heaven, the interest rate is ruinous, and often makes you think twice about taking out a loan from them at all. The banks from hell don't charge such a ruinous interest rate, but puts souls themselves at risk. I can't quite remember how that works exactly, but hopefully with some of the ideas I've got in mind, we won't even need to build them. Okay, right, that's those done. Okay, on to these, which are specials, or what I call gift structures. They're actually called gift structures by the advisors, which I'll show you later. You are awarded these when you get a certain number of souls into each realm. So for the first stage it's 50,000, for the next one it's 500,000, then 5 million, then 50 million, then I think 500 million. I don't know, because I have never got that far before. I think the scenarios might have them already, because they're massively developed, but in incorrect ways. But anyway, you'll see them pop up eventually. Okay, these are called love domes or omnibilges, I think they're called. Anyway, you unlock these when you get 1 billion souls in each realm. And what I think they are sort of self-contained cities that see to all the needs in that one structure. Which is a good thing, because by the time you'll probably get 1 billion souls in each realm, you'll be almost completely out of space. And they're also ruinously expensive, as you can see, so you won't be able to afford them until that stage either. Okay, then we click the LucasArts logo, because that's who made the game. Click on these. These are called limbo bars. Excuse me. Now, to explain what these do, as you saw, all the structures and everything have a limited capacity. So, say if the gates are overloaded, I mean really up to capacity, that means there are people that are trying to get through but can't. They then become lost souls, and would normally show on the remote thing here. Now, lost souls cost you money. Typically when they amass in the hundreds or the thousands, or later on in the game even more than that. So you don't want to do that. As a temporary fix to stop them leaving the realm entirely, you can build these. But obviously these have a limited capacity as well. And once they've served as many souls as stated in the capacity, they explode. So yeah, it pays to keep an eye on the graphs and everything, and make sure everything's running as well as it is, and things aren't overloaded. They go for the fate structures as well if they're overloaded. And the little lightning bolt here, nuke structure, fairly self-explanatory, demolishes anything you want. Okay, now we've covered sort of basic structures, let's have a look at the other stuff on the remote. This one just rotates the camera. Click on this one. This gives you a view of the planet. Yeah, at the moment 5,000 inhabitants. tech level fire. So as the game progresses, they sort of discover new technology, and that affects like the birth, death rate, and population, and so on. Sin levels, yep, that determines, what proportion of people are going to be allocated to what area. Should also be worth mentioning, all the times I've played it, hell grows a lot quicker than heaven, probably by a ratio of 3 to 2, perhaps. These, with the bizarre arrangement of letters, represent a particular faith the human population has. It determines like who goes to what realm and where they'll end up in that realm. Yeah, and that just shows population density. Technology, you can actually influence a new technology. I don't want to, because that costs a lot of money. Sin/virtue, oh yeah, you can influence those as well. Tenets, I'm not sure what that does. At this stage of the game I don't really need to worry about it, so okay, we'll leave that. Okay, graph view. I'm guessing that shows if your fate structures are up to capacity or not. And we don't have anything put down at the moment, so yes, there's nothing to graph. Tenet graph. This shows what's happening in your relevant buildings there. Yeah, that's a line graph of various things. Ah yes, this is what I was saying about employed angels and demons and commuting and stuff. You can track them all down here. So yes, if you have idle angels and demons, i.e. unemployed ones, as I said, if there's too many of those, they riot. That's belief graph, as we said before. Yeah, and this shows, yeah, money's in and money's out. The only way to get money in is when souls enter the realm, and you can see the soul right there. You get 0.1 at the moment per soul. I'm going to change that in a bit because it is a hell of a lot easier later on. Okay, so yep, soul view. Yep, you get rather weird pictures of the souls that inhabit your realm. If you click on them, I'll show you that later on. Okay, this is what's called the macro manager. Now, each individual fate structure, in the fate zoning, has a unique alignment in order to work at peak efficiency, and a fair few times they will go out of alignment for various reasons. They could be put in a bad space or in a bad area, and with this you can rejig that alignment. So say if we were to select all punishments here, that's what all fate structures in hell are called, you could then have the option of manually balancing them. So say if we moved it over there, all fate structures in hell would be rejigged to that setting. Or you could do the much more effective and also much more costly strategy of going automatic, which automatically optimises each structure, which is the one I tend to want to do, because later on manually rejigging all the fate structures would take forever. Right, so that's our macro manager. This one, yep, this is the map view. This one at the moment shows various where the zoning and stuff is in heaven. And there's one for hell as well. Yeah, this shows permanent and temporary souls, because some souls might move from place to place. Say, yeah, I want to turn soul view off if you don't mind. Oh yeah. And then some would just stay put straight away. It depends on their preferences or beliefs, I think. Efficiency. This can be determined by vibes or by the structure alignment, as I said before. And this shows positive or negative vibes. Obviously, bad vibes are bad in heaven, they're good in hell, and vice versa. Now, you can probably see from that here that karma portals, or karma stations, karma portals put out negative vibes, so try to avoid building fate structures near them. You can use topias or gift structures to negate those over a big area and put out good vibes, but obviously you need to use those sparingly because space is at a premium and they cost you money. Yeah, this shows the capacity of the area, so that's one way of checking. This shows zoning, yeah, that was set to that first. Shows traffic on the roads. Whether you like it or not, because as I said, heaven, it's better if the roads are lighter. Like it or not, later on in the game, it's going to be jammed up anyway, and the advisors will complain about that to you all the time. Okay, and this shows the Karma view. I don't think that's attached to any realm, yeah. But anyway, I don't think that really matters. Ah, this shows the ad infinitum graph. So this is unempowered there. Ah, it means the Karma portal. I didn't think that itself needed to be empowered. I thought it was just fate structures. Oh well, the more you know. I want to turn that off. Yes, do that by clicking on roads. Okay, now to the advisors. You got one for hell, one for heaven. He's called Jasper Wormsworth, and she's Aria Goodhalo. And they talk to you as well, so at the moment they're complaining about gates.
Your little slice of hell isn't going to start growing until you build a gate, Your Eminence.
Yeah, neither will heaven, boss.
Now, in my experience, they don't sound like that, because as I said, on Windows 98, for some reason, maybe the sound driver's a little screwy, they sound a little bit different. But this is the only way I've come up with so far to get them to talk at all. Because normally if you click that, it would just display that first bit, and they wouldn't speak.
Until you build a gate, Your Eminence.
Yeah, neither will heaven, boss.
Yes, we'll get to that in a moment. And if you click in a blank bit,
oh well, c'est la vie.
They say random stuff.
And we all know how painful that can be.
If you get them to complain enough, you'll see them say all this stuff at some point. But anyway, that's those covered. This is the micro view. It allows you to check on individual structures and stuff. Yeah, and these have, yeah, so that's grid view there. That shows Karma portals. That shows stuff in heaven, stuff in hell. Okay, let's actually get to building now, shall we? Let's start in heaven, seeing as we're focused on there. Right, let's click on gates. Let's go with the cheapest one for now, because monies are limited. Welcome indeed. And I've intentionally left space for when we upgrade that much later to other stuff. Right, and roads. It now has colour, which means it's connected and working. So yeah, we'll have a road there. What next? I mean, yeah, let's have a Soul Mover Karma station there. Yay for trains. Okay, we'll have a track connecting that. Whoa. VMware being a little screwy there. Okay, and we'll have a road going down there connecting those, so that Karma station is now open for business. And you can see it there. And you'll see trains going through there and into the portal once we actually turn the time on, because we're paused at the moment. Right, so that's done there. Let's think. Yes, training centres. Yeah, let's begin with a basic one. Yep. And we'll have Topia as well. Actually, you know what? Very satisfying noise, let me tell you. Yeah, I want to try and keep it in a sort of regularish grid system. Yay, it makes the awesomest noise. Okay, that's now connected up. Possibly not the most efficient system, but it's the best functionally, I think. I'm not going to bother putting down any limbo bars, because if there is a problem in either of my realms, I want to know about it as soon as possible. And it's ultimately a waste of money. Right, so we've got Karma, we've got this, we've got a gate. Ad infinitum siphons next, I think. Now, I'm not sure if you only have to build one each, and I think they have to be connected by roads. But nonetheless, I'm going to build as many as I can. 50,000 each? I remember them being less. Oh, well. Yeah, let's put just a couple down for the moment. Okay, now we get to the business of fate structure zoning. Now, because I think they can only be connected when they're 3 squares away from a road, there is a limit to how far away and how big each zone can be. I like to build the zones as big as possible from the start, so that's what we'll do. Right, now if I remember, it was 120,000 for normal zoning. Yes, there we are. Still got it, yeah, you see, 3 squares from a road. So if I make it any bigger, the inside would be greyed out. Right, let's put down charity now. Yep, that's there. This will keep us going for a while, so I won't need to bother rezoning, putting down any more roads. Sloth and diligence. Yep, okay, you're up there. It's good that we get 4 lined up like that. Okay, lust or chastity. Wrath and peace there. Oh, no, 120, there we go. Pride and humility there, 120. Now, same size here. That was quite a sizable expense, but it's worth doing in the long run, I think. The advisors will complain about it to the start because they don't think it's an efficient use of space or money. But it pays dividends later on. And we'll have them all connected by roads. Yep, okay. And now to get it to look better, we'll connect them up here as well. Okay, now is there anything I've left out? Ah yes, I've got to link the siphons up by road. Because otherwise their empowering charge, as they put it, is wasted. Yeah, let's put a couple more down for good measure. Have that running through there. Yeah, they're all touching roads, good. Right, now, where am I going to get those to line up? I suppose we'll have them running down there. Can we overlap the track? No, we can't, right. So we'll get rid of those. Right, let's hope that'll do for the moment in heaven. Right, where are we going to build in hell? Right, I think we'll choose the southern continent down here. And heaven and hell will end up sharing a karma portal for the moment, it seems. Right, same policy here. Welcome. Indeed. Okay, we want a training centre. Indeed. Cheapest one there, although I get a feeling we'll have to upgrade pretty soon. Let's road all this up. Right, and let's get our... No, not training centre, we've already built those. Karma station built. Tell you what, if we build the fate structures first, and then we can figure out the ad infinitum siphon arrangement later. Okay, that's that one there. Oh, looks like we can build more along here. May as well make use of the space. Should be able to get another one in there. Yep, okay, that's good. And we just need 2 here. 120,000. There we go. And generic zoning. So we won't be short for a while. Yep, just link all those up. Okay, ad infinitum siphons here. Yeah, if we have them all along one side there, we should be alright. Just trying to line it up here. Right, we'll have the track going in there. So there we go. And we'll have you link up there. So I think that's all the basic boxes ticked. Okay, we're going to have mortal plodding to start with. And as you can see, structures are appearing. That is indeed quite slow. Slower than I remember it being. Okay, if we pause that, let's see if they have anything to say.
Congratulations, your pandemic.
Yeah.
Hell's roads are
Yeah, you see.
disgustingly efficient, briskly transporting the damned from one punishment to another with a minimum of fuss.
Hey, wait a minute. I thought you said...
Wait for
Yeah,
it?
these two are each
Unfortunately,
other's
an
throats all
efficient
the
road
time.
system is the last thing you want in hell, and will only serve to suppress the evolution of your punishments. If you ever
Trust
want
me,
to see
that problem
highly
goes
evolved
away
hell,
eventually.
You had better start snarling your traffic toot sweet.
Okay.
Field auditors
Yeah,
in
see?
hell have
Structures are
concluded that
misaligned
several of your
already.
punishments are considerably misaligned.
And we all know how painful that can be.
Yes, well, if you can spare the time, you might want to track down these structures and readjust their workforce alignment.
I'm not going to do that until both realms are complaining.
There's a cheap way to get heaven's rewards to evolve, you know.
Yeah,
It's
place them right close together in the same basic zoning.
D-I-V-E-R-S-I-T-Y. Diversity. The blessed souls of heaven just love mingling with different kinds of souls.
Pretty sure that problem goes away after a while as well. Right, let's crank up the speed. Hounds of Hell, please. Bloody hellfire, that is quick. There is no half measure. Yeah, so let's keep it at Hounds of Hell for the moment. Well, actually, a few years have passed. What are they saying?
Ew, your utopias in heaven and hell are overflowing.
Right, it's time
Unless
to
you can
upgrade.
afford a rise in labor costs, I'd personally recommend building more topias. Congratulations.
Whack-a-ding hoy.
Right, so balance is out, and let's upgrade both topias. That's running at 26% of capacity, and that's at 100%. Yep, let's upgrade you. I should have built them like that to start with. Why do these even exist if they become obsolete and overloaded immediately? Okay, and macro manager. Right, we're going all punishments, all rewards, auto balance. Costs nearly $1 million to do, but it'll be worth it. Okay, and back on Hounds of Hell. Could have fooled me, it looked like a pizza. Oh well. Yeah, and each different structure can hold different numbers of people. I saw a generic structure in Hell a while back that could hold something like 50 million souls. It was called the World of Pain, I remember it well. Oh! I nearly forgot to do something. Also like SimCity, this place has disasters. So, they're called bad things. Birds of Paradise and Bats out of Hell. Trying to remember what they do. I can't remember. My Blue Heaven and Hell freezes over. They freeze up loads of structures, so they don't work for a while. Heaven Knows and Hell in a Handbasket. They take structures from random places and redeposit them in other places. Paradise Paradise and Disco Inferno sort of do the same thing. They destroy a lot of things. So if you were to start, say, a Disco Inferno, it could destroy everything we've got here, and we don't want that. So what we're going to do is turn on No Bad Things, which stops any of the disasters happening on their own. But it cuts the soul rate in half. Now, it's better to do that as soon as possible, of course, so it doesn't cut your finances in half too early on. So we're going to say yes to that. Yep, and that's on. Okay, it's on to Hounds of Hell. Yep, there you see. Monies are now halved. Oh look, something's evolved. Roads and diversity. I would say we're doing alright for the moment. This isn't going quick enough. We need demonically fast. Okay, what do they have to say now?
We've taken one of those census thingies.
Yeah, there you go.
You've got way more reward structures than you need, and that it's costing you a whole lot of pennies.
Does this mean that the demiurge should...
That's me, the demiurge.
blow up some of heaven?
Well, yeah, if he's got half a brain.
It's you that don't have a brain.
It looks like heaven could use some more ad infinitum siphons, boss of mine.
Okay, let's go
Or you could
play them.
just let the whole
Place them
insipid
down.
realm rot into mediocrity.
And vibes are
Some
out.
of heaven's rewards have fallen under the dark influence of some spooky bad vibes. To, what's the word?
Counteract?
Yeah. To counteract the bad vibes, you might want to put down a utopia or gift next to those gloomy gusses.
Okay, so more ad infinitum siphons. It's weird that heaven needs more already, and hell doesn't, and it's supposedly growing faster. So let's have a look. Yeah, some areas there are unempowered. Right, so let's get a few more built around this area. Okay, so we've got a couple more there. Let's put a couple more in hell for good measure as well. That should do for the moment. Can't see very well there. Let's rotate the view. This way. Yeah, that's connected. As is that. Right. Okay, we are good. Right, let's check the views, see how we're doing. Yeah, of course we're making a loss at the moment. It's a while before we turn a profit. That would be the case whether I turn bad things off or not. Yes. As you can see, stuff in hell has a lot more people in it. Apart from Pride. Bizarrely. Oh, and this as well. But yeah, that shows what capacity they're at. So 30%, 46, 44, 17. Not many temperate souls kicking around. Why is that at 0?
Well, your spiffiness?
Yes!
Hell's population has reached 50,000 souls. Truthfully, this is a laughably simple milestone to reach.
With
But the
demonically
powers
fast,
that
yes.
be have decided to reward you with this ugliness engine. Anyway, try not to break it.
Very well. Let's halt it there. Any other problems? Yeah, balance is out of whack. Okay, so let's have a look at the vibes section in Hell and see what we can do about it. Right, so there's good vibes there for some reason. And there's a few dotted round. So, ugliness engine. So, where are we going to place it? Well, ideally we should place it there, but I want it to have an effect down there as well, but I don't know how big the area of effect is. Let's place it there. If we have a look at that, yep, special building. Gives you a funny story of how to build it. This is the tale of Skegford, originally an angel and kicked out, as you see. Hell, don't make me laugh. You call that a knife? Yeah, that gives you a better view of it. Okay, so that's the ugliness engine built. As you can see, if you take 50,000 away from there, that means population of heaven is quite a bit less. Right, let's stick to Hands of Hell for the moment. And as you see, that's put out that and its counteracting vibes, I hope. Still appear to be very good vibes.
Dribble nerds, boss. Heaven's got a few reward structures that are way out of alignment. In a purely resource management kind of way, that is.
It grieves me to no end to inform your fatuousness that a few of Hell's punishments are also out of balance. Perhaps you should find the time to track down the offending structures and make the necessary adjustments.
Yeah, but do Heaven first.
I think not. How many can that hold? Yeah, this is the bar that determines it. The more white it is, the better aligned it is. So that's quite good. This one, on the other hand, is not. So if we rejig it, that is now working at peak efficiency. So this is an example of manually adjusting them. That one's quite alright. Let's have a little look. We'll do this one and then we'll check some of Heaven's bigger structures and manually rejig those. Heavenly Hindsight Habitat. Okay. That looks good. Yeah, so there's permanent and temporary capacity. Oh, that immediately evolved into something better. See what I mean? It is important to stay on top of these things. But later on, it's almost impossible to do it for all of them. You're adjusting between brains and brawn there, as you see. So I think once Heaven gets their first gift structure. I think we'll end this video here and maybe make this a multi-part playthrough. So, why isn't this faster? Why isn't there a half measure between Hounds of Hell and Demonically Fast? Now, from my experience of playing this on various systems, it's determined by processor speed. Obviously, this is essentially running off one core of an i7-4770K, which is a hell of a lot faster than it's used to. I first started running this on a 60 MHz Pentium, so the difference is as between heaven and hell. Right. Oh, hang on, we got lost souls. Where? That's not what we need to know. Oh, there's some unempowered sections, it seems, so maybe heaven could do with a few more. Right, graph view. Now, those are okay, they're not overloaded. According to this, those are okay as well. What gives? Maybe they just haven't quite found their place yet. Oh, road maintenance costs money. Right, so the lost souls wherever they... Ah! Gates are up to capacity? I call bullshit on that. Sorry, hell, I call bullshit on that. Ah! Yeah, you see, the soul rate's gone up a bit, so, I don't know, maybe if it's dependent on time or population, it goes up. But we're still not turning a profit yet, and that's okay because we got a few million in the bank. Hopefully I'll be able to do this playthrough without cheating. But then I have been a lot more careful with the money this time. That's running at 71%. So I'm surprised I haven't needed to upgrade that. Usually I build the best training centre straight away. How are you for capacity? 47%. 9.5 million to upgrade. I'm not doing that yet. And the ugliness engine right there. Let's have a look at heaven, see how you're doing. Right, time to crank it up.
Wow, boss, you've managed to get 50,000 souls into heaven.
Yeah.
On the occasion, the mysterious powers that be have left a Vista enhancement doohickey at your doorstep. Isn't that nice of them?
I suppose so. Okay, so let's pause that. Okay, siphons, we need more of them.
It looks like heaven could use some more ad infinitum siphons, boss of mine.
Or you could...
Yep, well we saw that coming earlier. No, we don't want those. Yes, there. Right, well I think I'll place as many siphons as I'll get from that rock. So let's place a few more around this one. 1, 2, 3, 4. Actually, let's build a few more so they won't complain for a while. Wrap them up in roads. Yeah, and then we'll connect you to that road. Okay, and then we can connect those together like that. So we should be okay. Right, let's check vibes for heaven so we know where to place the Vista enhancement doohickey. Oh, something else I've just remembered. I can't remember the exact details, but I think each gift structure works against a certain bad thing. I'm not sure if that's just my imagination, but I distinctly remember them doing something apart from putting out positive vibes in their respective realm. Maybe I'll intentionally unleash one later on. Right, heaven's still complaining about vibes, hell isn't. The problem is where the vibes are, it's where I can't readily place a structure. Plus there's negative vibes there. I suppose there is better. Yay for the Vista Enhancement Doohickey. Okay, let's turn it on to Hounds of Hell. Yeah, that adds a good effect there. Well done, Vista Enhancement Doohickey. Bully for you. Okay, let's pause that there. Yeah, okay, balance is out of whack again. How much is it to fix them? 500,000. I can deal with that. Money rate has gone up again. Okay, just roads and diversity. So, I think we're running quite well. And seeing as we've got both gift structures now, we'll pause it there, and I think we'll end this video, or this part. I'll probably make this into a multi-part playthrough. Not sure how long it'll go on for, because I'm pretty sure I'll run out of space and the place will go to shit before then. Before I actually... Well, there isn't a definitive end to a builder like this. But we'll see how things go anyway. So, tune in next time. Thanks very much for watching, and goodbye.